Hello everyone, welcome to Enterprise Resource Planning Systems, ERPS U23849. It's a level 5 unit which deals with decision making and enterprise planning. The unit is in two halves. The first half looks at spreadsheets and spreadsheet analysis, referencing a book, Learn Excel 2013 Expert Skills with the SMART method. And there are some good things about this book. The first thing is it's very well indexed and sectionalized, so it makes it very much a tool that you can come back to even after the course is finished and use it as a reference. Secondly, there's an online resource of tutorial videos that you can watch to see how some of the techniques are done. And thirdly, it's an A4 book, it's reasonably thick, nicely sectionalized as I say, and it only costs $12.99, so it's excellent value. We'll be using the book to develop techniques in a range of areas, and one of the exercises towards the end of the book that you get to build is a mortgage calculator. This has been built using tables, ranges, macros, charts, and a bit of Visual Basic for applications. So it has all the elements of a decision support system, such as an ability to calculate mortgage through input tables. So there are selections for property price, the amount financed, how much the arrangement fee is going to be, the interest rate, etc. And as an output, it has repayment tables, a graphical view of how much interest is being paid. There's a website you can link to, you can print the quote and save the quote. So quite a professional output from Microsoft Excel alone. The assessment in the first half of the course is to build a decision support system, or DSS. And here's a typical one. It's a car loan application where you have a button and some explanation of how it works. You click the button to run the application through macros, and then you have a series of input forms which you fill in, and they're linked to the main part of the spreadsheet which does the calculations and then gives some outputs, and there are choices of about 3 or 4 outputs that you can display using this, and I've just shown one of them there to find out what the interest would be paid on a particular car loan application. In the second half of the course, we're going to look at the enterprise resource planning systems, and the link between the two things, spreadsheets and ERP, is the way that a company grows and needs to use different types of systems for analysis and coordination of efforts. So a small company might start off doing its accounts and a few other things in a spreadsheet program like Microsoft Excel, and then go on to, as it grows, finding that that's too onerous in terms of there aren't reporting methods for the legal responsibilities that the company has for reporting their accounts. So there are reasons why a better system than a spreadsheet alone might be chosen, and it might be just a raw accounting package such as Sage or one of the other many packages. But if the company is growing very quickly, then it may need to have something a bit more extensive, and particularly if it's growing internationally as well, where there are differences of accounting systems, different currencies, and all that has to be consolidated into one master set of accounts. So that's a driving force behind why some companies use enterprise resource planning systems, or ERP. The market leader in ERP is a company called SAP, and it has its headquarters at Waldorf in Germany. It caters for those who are looking for an enterprise-wide software system that can handle a lot of different activities, and we're going to see some of those in a second. We've built an enterprise solutions portal. There's also a Moodle site for the unit itself, and those two sites provide a lot of information a lot of exercises, raw data, etc. for you to use as students on this ERPS unit. There are some videos there that you can watch. Enterprise resource planning technology has begun to run the world, really, and there are lots of different things happening that are coordinated through an ERP system. So, for example, at the top left here we have the rerouting of an order. So a change order is sent to the loading master of a ship, so that different containers are put onto an ocean-going ship. On the right here we have process monitoring through the use of ERP systems that are linked to mobile apps. So you can either do process monitoring in that way, or you might be using it as a manager to see how your company is going against key performance indicators. It's also used to make sure that air traffic arrives on time and that freight is put onto aeroplanes at the right time, in a similar way to shipping. Mobile apps are used for all sorts of things now. There's an example here of somebody who's jogging, gets a report from their work that there's a safety issue that needs to be looked at, and so the mobile app gives warning of and allows a response to be made to that problem. And finally, ERP systems are also used to monitor data coming from racing cars in the real-time environment that we now exist, with in-memory databases that can respond very, very quickly and respond to query requests within seconds instead of days or weeks. We have ERP as creating or underpinning the real-time business. So in the enterprise resource planning section, we're going to look at the control of inventory, marketing of products, accounting for what's been bought and sold, the selling of products or services, manufacturing of goods, and the management of orders. We will look primarily at SAP being the market leader, but we'll also look at Oracle, who are coming up behind them, and Microsoft Dynamics a bit further back. We'll also look at the impact of mobile apps. And you can see this particular mobile app for a phone, which allows you to fill in a timesheet, look up employees. So it's a human capital management app. On the left here, we're going to look at ERP theory and practice, and on this left diagram you can see a kind of outline view of SAP Business Suite. So this is the top of the range corporate ERP system that a lot of companies have. Students often, when they go on placement, find that they have to get used to using an SAP system, and so we're going to be looking at the SAP ERP part in the center there. That's what we'll use in the labs. But there are also add-on modules such as customer relationship management, supply chain management, product lifecycle management, and supplier relationship management that link into that. There are roles. People have roles in different departments, so you can see there are production analysts, supply chain analysts, account executives, financial analysts, and managers and other employees, and they're all controlled through a human capital management module. The whole thing being underpinned by something called SAP NetWeaver, which is a platform, and we'll talk more about that on the course. We'll also look at the order to cash cycle as one example, and this happens in the sales and distribution module of the ERP system. So there are three modules in use in one particular business process here: sales and distribution, materials management, and FI, which is financial accounting. So most of the items are in blue: sales and distribution, such as creating a new customer, changing that customer, creating a customer inquiry, turning that into a quotation, turning that again into an order, and then the subsequent thing to do would be to go and check status of the stock to find out whether we actually have that product in stock before we have to make some, and that would be done through the materials management module, which really deals with purchasing of goods. And then financial accounting, we look at the creation of an invoice for the customer after we've made something for them, and how we post receipt of their payment. So there are a number of different business processes, each of which use a different combination of SAP ERP modules. You'll get some good practice with SAP in the labs using case studies. So just this one happens to be for financial accounting, and you'll be using general ledger to post payments, etc., and balances. So how will this help you when you graduate? Well, there are consulting companies like Accenture and Capgemini, or in fact SAP itself, who employ graduates, and there are lots of different companies who can offer positions for graduates. I've just shown a few more lucrative jobs here, and obviously you have to have a bit more experience than just being a graduate to get into these, but just to show you that there's a lot of work going on in the financial accounting and controlling, FICO. Controlling is management accounting. In the business warehouse area, people with print skills are looked on well for project management. So you can have something in the region of £50,000 salary and benefits, or higher than that, depending on how much skill you've got. And there is a means of adding extra skill to what you pick up on this unit, in terms of you can pay £200 to have a year's subscription to the SAP Learning Hub, and this gives you access to a range of courses, system access, and you can do a certification through that opportunity. You can choose to take that year's subscription in the second, third, or placement years, depending on what's convenient for you. The big thing is that it gives you a massive discount on courses that are available from SAP, courses that would cost thousands if you were employed, but before you graduate you are accessing them through one subscription of £200. It's a fantastic deal. So here's the syllabus for the coming year. We will do spreadsheet analysis in teaching block 1 and ERP systems in teaching block 2. So you can see the range of modules that we cover in spreadsheet analysis: tables and ranges, data integrity, subtotals and validations, advanced functions, down as far as pivot tables and forms and macros. So there's quite a lot of important skills, and when you've finished you really will be quite an ace in using Excel. In the ERP system side, we will look at these various cases, such as sales and distribution, materials management, production planning, financial accounting, cost accounting or management accounting, and human capital management. And we'll do exercises in most of those areas during the time of the course. So the key questions that we try to answer: how do you analyse how a business is doing using Microsoft Excel? How does decision support systems facilitate decision making? What is ERP and how does it make a business run better? And how and when should a company transition from Excel to ERP? There are 3 bits of assessment. Assignment 1 is the DSS. So you create a simple system in Excel and then you document how you built it. And that is handed in about February time. Assignment 2 is a portfolio of ERP images captured from a live SAP system which we have running in the labs, and which is ERP 6 by SAP. And then we have assignment 3, which is a report on the choice of system for a growing business. So when is it appropriate to have a particular type of system? We have some nice facilities. So for example, we have the Teal Studio 1 pair of rooms where you can work on problems and projects having worked on some theory at home. We also have computer labs where the SAP is in place. And we use SAP because it's the global market leader in ERP field with 26% of the world market share. So it's by far the biggest used package in the world. So why not sign up for U23849 ERPS and learn how to analyze and grow a business. Thank you very much.